Hey, what's up? How's everyone doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? This is True Crime Unraveled. What I want to talk to you about today is a new document that I came across. Ann Taylor is basically, she's wanting the IGG unsealed because she feels that the public has a right to know exactly what's going on with the genetic information. And she wants the hearing set for the 24th of this month uh, to be an open hearing and not a closed hearing. Which I give her all the props in the world, and she's really starting to put her foot down when it comes to the state of Idaho, which I absolutely love. She's been doing that for a while, but when I saw this document today, I'm like, holy crap! Let's see if we can get that done. Comes now Brian C. Koberger by and through his attorneys of record and hereby moves this honorable court for an order to unseal the investigative genetic genealogy, also known and referred to as genetic information or IGG, suppression briefing and related hearing. Mr. Koberger filed his first motion to compel IGG discovery on June 22nd, 2023. The hearing on that matter was public and involved the testimony of several expert witnesses. The court ordered the production of records in camera and under seal. Mr. Koberger filed a second motion to compel IGG discovery on April 15th, 2024, just last year. Over the objection of Mr. Koberger, the court required that portion of the May 30th, 2024 hearing on the second motion to compel IGG discovery be closed. And Brian objected. He wanted that to be an open hearing, and it was a closed hearing. The court again ordered the production of records under seal. The court's concerns were privacy rights of the names of individuals identified in Mr. Koberger's family tree, and we all know they got to Brian by using his dad's DNA. They drove 2,500 miles just to dig through Mr. Koberger's trash. His dad's trash, basically. At the first and second motion to compel IGG discovery, Mr. Koberger argued that he would be filing a motion to suppress the IGG. He asked the court to allow the pleadings and hearing to be public. On May 20th, 2024, the court indicated it would take the matter up after the suppression pleadings were filed. In the interim, venue changed. And this case is now before a new judge, Judge Hippler. The motion to suppress RE genetic information was filed on November 14th, 2024, and is now fully briefed. Pursuant to court direction, the parties stipulated to file all IGG suppression pleadings under seal. No names of the extended family tree were discussed in the briefing. The matter is set for briefing on January 23rd and 24th, 2025. Mr. Koberger requests that the briefing be unsealed and the hearing take place in open court. He wants that closed hearing set for the 24th. He wants it to be open. And I do not blame him one bit. Due to national and international attention to this case, and in the interest of protecting Mr. Koberger's rights to a fair trial, many pleadings in this case have been sealed appropriately pursuant to Idaho Administrative Rule 32. Mr. Koberger has a right to a public trial, and sealing a suppression hearing is a clear violation to this right to a public trial. See, when she says that right there, it makes me feel that they're going to try and make this trial coming up in August, a closed trial. And that's just not right. And it also makes me flash back to Delphi. What happened with Richard Allen? His trial was closed. His sentencing was closed. He was basically sentenced to 130 years in the dark. And I know Andrea Burkhart, she was livid about this. And we all should be livid about this. Many pleadings in this case have been sealed appropriately. Yeah. Motion to suppress to protect privacy of witnesses was error requiring remand for new public hearing. In addition to Mr. Kohlberger's right to a public trial, the public has a First Amendment right to know what goes on in its courts. Recognizes the records contained in court files of judicial proceedings may be exempt from disclosure under rules promulgated by the Idaho Supreme Court. The Idaho Supreme Court adopted ICAR 32 to define when public access to judicial records may be denied. When the court is considering whether to seal the record, Rule 32 directs the court to consider the traditional legal concepts of the law of the right to a fair trial, invasion of privacy, defamation, and invasion of proprietary business records, as well as common sense respect for shielding highly intimate material about persons. Records may be sealed or redacted. If the court determines and makes a finding of fact as to whether the interest in privacy or public disclosure predominates, the court's decision to seal judicial records is discretionary. Here, the way in which the IGG material was accessed and used is a matter of warranting public disclosure and should not be shielded from public's right to know. Exactly. What are they trying to hide with this IGG? Why is every time there's a hearing set for IGG, it's automatically closed? I totally agree with Ann Taylor right here. It needs to be open. The public, us, needs to know exactly what's going on when it comes to the genetic information. It's almost like you see the left hand, or you see the left hand, but you don't see what the right hand is doing. What are they trying to hide? In my opinion, guys, this is strictly my opinion, we may see Delphi 2.0 when it comes to this case. We may see a closed hearing and the public not know what's going on in this hearing, as well as the sentencing. They very well may sentence Brian to death in the dark, which is shameful, wrong, and disgusting. We all have a right to know what's going on in this case, in this trial, and we have a right to see Brian get a fair and public trial. Mr. Kohlberger's right to a public hearing, holding the hearing in open court, will not prejudice the parties, and this should be held in open court. The issues raised are legal issues, and cases with similar issues are being decided in other states, i.e., Delphi. The issues raised in Mr. Kohlberger's suppression motion are those that were discussed in the public hearing on the first motion to compel. Additionally, the way in which the IGG occurred in this case has been made public. Mr. Kohlberger has a right to a public trial, and the public has a right to know exactly how genetic information was used in this case. Neither the state nor Mr. Kohlberger will be prejudiced by unsealing the briefing and holding the IGG hearing in an open court. The pleadings and hearings should be unsealed. Exactly. Exactly, guys. It should be unsealed. We should have a right to know what's going on with the IGG. We should have a right to know how they got the IGG and exactly how they got to Brian with the IGG. Them wanting to have closed court every time the IGG is brought up is completely suspicious to me. It is, guys. It really is. It's completely suspicious. And I'm wondering exactly what the prosecution is trying to hide. And just like Ann Taylor said, he has a right to a fair and public trial, and he does. Is innocent until proven guilty, and you have people on the other side, like the Gonzalez's, who think he's guilty until proven innocent. You know, like Nancy Grace, he's guilty until proven innocent. But the way she stated he has the right to a public trial almost sounds like the prosecution is trying to get the trial closed to where no one can see what's going on and no one can see exactly how they screw Brian over. It's sad. It is. It's sad. And if I was Brian, knowing this, knowing that the prosecution more likely wants a closed trial, I would be scared. Because look what happened to Richard Allen. Look what Judge Gall did to Richard Allen. Closed hearing, closed sentencing. He was sentenced to 130 years in the dark. I mean, what's the justice system come to? That you want to sentence somebody to 130 years in the dark. And that's what it was, guys. That's what it was. No cameras were allowed. Nothing. Exactly what was Judge Gall and the prosecution in the Delphi case trying to hide? And what is Bill Thompson and Alyssa Jennings in the state of Idaho prosecution, what are they trying to hide? By having every hearing when it comes to the IGG, the genetic information, closed. What are they trying to keep from us? And it goes back to the 3 unknown male DNAs. Exactly why didn't they? A lot of people say they got them tested. But I go back to what Bill Thompson stated in judge's court. Well, how can we give something over that doesn't exist? It existed. You had the DNA on the glove outside, and you had the DNA inside. But see, here's the thing with that though. With that, they supposedly tested the 300 mil DNAs. Did they really? Did they really test the 3 unknown mil DNAs? I don't think they did. I think they had their patsy, and he's sitting right there in the courtroom. Because they are sure going through a lot of trouble hiding the IGG from the public and hiding the IGG from Brian. But hey, if you guys like this video, please leave a like. And if you want more new content, please hit the subscribe button on your way out. This is True Crime Unraveled, and y'all have a very good Sunday. Peace.